Samuelz created a storyline dragging through 4 songs and music videos. A story of chasing your dreams, grinding, neglecting friends and family, raw emotions and suicide. I will try to put the 4 songs in the right order and analyze every one of them to picture the whole storyline and to show the world how much of an artist Samuelz is. Every music video starts with a title card and a timeline underneath it. This timeline tells us how to put these songs and videos together. Using this hint, we end up with the following order: Grind, Yuck, Fine With It, and 808s. Before I start analyzing, just a quick disclaimer. A lot of the things I'm saying are just speculations and interpretations of mine. I'm not presenting you facts, so everything could be interpreted wrong by me. Alright, let's start. Chapter 1. Grind. Following the marker in the timeline, Grind is the first song. I would say that Grind is all about chasing a dream, struggling with that, and the downside of success. Chasing the dream of being a successful rap artist or an artist in general is financially and mentally risky, especially when you just started. I felt ashamed of making wrong maneuvers. What would you tell her if loved her but you couldn't afford the Uber to rendezvous her? Underlines the struggles of chasing said dream. I made the decision to be a rapper back in 2009. My German mama like 2009 shows how hard it can be for people to understand and trust you in your decision making. Jay doesn't want to live the normal 9-to-5 life. He wants to be creative and he wants to be heard. The hook, way too many issues on my mind. Haters try to diss you all the time. They told him he wasn't invited but he doesn't mind. All of this part of the grind gives us a glimpse into his mental issues and about how he is dealing with hate as well as people not believing in him. The second part of the song focuses on him being successful with his music and what this success did to him. Now, is it pretend? Have I kept the lie myself? When I put in so much effort that I jeopardized my health, when I bailed on family and sacrificed life days cause I wanted flashing lights like Ye, tells us more about his mental and physical health issues, as well as him sacrificing time with his family caused by falling into his grind. So talk your shit and just assume I can't rap, and this dude ain't half black, half my life without my dad, don't that prove I'm half black? You new to that fact? That's cause you don't know shit about me. It's pretty self-explanatory. He's talking about how people on the internet hate on him and are talking shit about him without even knowing who he truly is. Now to the video. It starts with Jay sitting in his bedroom staring at a Keep on Grinding poster. The poster shows artists, I think. Artists that made it, they could be his idols, I don't know. Also, Jay is seen performing to himself in his bedroom using a remote control as an imaginary microphone. This shows us how passionate he is about his music. After performing to himself, Jay decides to throw a baseball at the Keep on Grinding poster. The baseball blasts through the wall, revealing a spotlight shining at Jay. He steps near the hole, takes a look through it, and sees the poster coming to life. After realizing what he's seeing, he starts breaking through the wall using a baseball bat. I think this whole sequence is a metaphor for him making it as an artist. He gets a glimpse of what it's like to be famous and then decides to go all in. An F once said, "Made it from the bedroom to the big leagues." I think this quote is perfectly fitting in here. Now Jay is getting overwhelmed by fame. He starts realizing the downsides of success and what he sacrificed to get here. The video ends with all of the artists and Jay turning into mannequins. This could stand for generic music, even though this wouldn't be fitting because Jay definitely isn't making generic music. It might also stand for being controlled by a music label or just realizing that everything is fake. Chapter 2. Yuck. Yuck is the second entrance of Jay's new releases, and it's pretty straightforward. Basically, Jay's shutting every hater's mouth with that track. Dislike us, tell a bitch by dust underlines that statement. He's rapping how and about what he wants. He's starting himself how he wants. and mainly he stopped caring that much about people hating on him or not believing in him. So pretty much the opposite of what he had to say in Grind. We can understand and feel his evolution and growth. Yuck has a very aggressive beat and his voice sounds really energetic. This sound is the perfect way to deliver said message and feelings. I would say that Yuck is definitely the most positive one out of all 4 connected songs. The video has an insane quality and so much room for interpretation. It takes place on a talent audition show in a high school. Jay is up and he starts performing Yuck on stage, alone. As his performance evolves, no one seems to be interested in his music, except for the janitor, played by Arya Lee, his best buddy. Everyone just stares at him, but Jay doesn't care. He continues performing with style. Towards the end, a guy stands up, walks on stage, and draws a knife with a tag attached on it. Generic is written on this tag. He throws the knife at Jay, he catches it with his mouth, throws it back, and kills him. Now everyone is standing and pointing on Jay as the instrumental plays. Him being alone on stage but still performing like he was in front of a massive crowd just screams, "I don't care what you think about me or my music." Arya vibing to Jay's performance is also wonderful to see. His best friend always supported him and his music. The guy walking up to Jay might not only stand for one hater but for all, throwing disrespectful things at Jay. The only thing I don't really understand is the ending where everyone is pointing at him, even Arya. Could be a metaphor for people always judging what you are doing, especially when you're an artist. Chapter 3. Fine with it. I think Fine with it marks the beginning of the end. His career starts to pick up a lot, while his mental health and social bondages go downhill. In this case, a romantic relationship. "I've been distant due to my ambition, lose the right to miss them I suppose," is a very sad line which rightens my interpretation. Tunnel vision with these goals, ignored other variables, is basically Grind put together in one sentence. He's so focused on chasing his dream that he lost focus on important people in his life and his own health. The hook gives me chills every time. I have a very special connection to the song, so it hits even harder for me. "You're gonna be fine with it. You know you're gonna be fine with it." He's talking to his relationship partner, telling her she's going to be fine without him. But he's not only talking to her, he's also talking to himself. He is constantly telling himself that he's going to be fine. "You're gonna be fine. I'm the dude who'd probably bore ya." Might be a hint for low self-esteem or just him coping with losing his girlfriend. The video is pretty self-explanatory. Jay's taking an Uber to the local airport, leaving his girlfriend. On the ride to the airport, he exchanges some messages with her and scrolls through some pictures of them being together. He then decides to type in a text which would lead to him staying, but before he's able to send said text, his manager spams him with expectations and appointments. At the end, Jay leaves the Uber and enters the airport. Overall, the song is very sad, but so beautiful. I love the melancholic beat and the topic in general. Especially the hook tears me up every time. Chapter 4. 808s. 808s marks the end of it all. This song tries to tell us so many things and it's just so deep. The start of the song shows us how deep this is going to get. "Bitch please, you ain't got no issues. Wipe away depression with the tissues. Make sure they not guessing what you've been through." He reveals having depression, as well as that he's trying to hide said depression. Also, he's talking about how people aren't taking him and his issues seriously. "If you want art, no life won't be blissful," refers to Fine with it and Grind. "I'm just trying to even the ties" is such an impactful line to me. Like he's saying, I'm just trying to figure things out. Hide that you're anxious and smile for the cameras, and you could never tell somebody face to face, goes back and extends the start of the song. Just don't let anyone know what you're going through and how anxious you really are. Thought about the razor blade, probably never do it yourself, you're just lost in the day-to-day. Is the most impactful and sad line Jay has ever written to me. He literally takes everything off and tells us about his most vulnerable thoughts, his suicidal thoughts. The hook didn't want to play this game, guess I was afraid I'd lose myself, also refers to the issues he was talking about in Fine With It and Grind. I can feel it fading, keep holding on, but I should have made it by now. Just screams frustration. All of his self-struggles come up in this line, and it's just chills from top to bottom. Make sure that Paint Your Face goes well with these 808s. Also fits perfectly to the start of the song. All you rapping about the wristwatch, Gucci flip-flops, till lyrical fists knock out your hitbox, bitch, is such an impactful diss to every single generic rap artist out there. I think this diss hits so hard, especially after all of the emotions he revealed in the first part. Cause this life is like you're skating on thin ice, quick hypes, then a break in is a very beautiful way to put the struggles you're facing as an artist into words. The video is very hard to watch. It follows two timelines coming together at the end. First of all, Jay is laying dead on top of a broken car, full of blood. The video then starts to reverse, revealing that Jay committed suicide while jumping from a building. The other storyline shows Jay performing for the 808's music video in a leather outfit, golden jewelry, and background dancers. In a promo video on Instagram, Jay is seen complaining to his manager about said outfit and dancers. He didn't want all of this. As the video evolves, he starts to panic, which results in him leaving the set and hiding in his changing room. He then starts to destroy things in the changing room, ending up with a panic attack. He switches outfits, sneaks out the back of the room, runs to the rooftop, and jumps. Chapter 5. My personal words. So this is not scripted at all. I'm just going to say what I think about Jay and his music. So his music helped me a lot. I cry to his music, I vibe to his music, and I'm just feeling it from top to bottom. And he's having a podcast with his best friend Arya, and I'm listening to the podcast every day. Both of them are just my biggest inspiration. I can relate to so much Jay is sharing in his music, especially in 808s and Fine With It. Fine With It was my most listened song last year, following my Spotify Wrapped. And yeah, like I said, I have a very special connection to the song, and every time I'm listening to it, I just feel in a very special way and in a very intense way. So yeah. And to Jay, in case you're seeing this, thank you for existing. Thank you for putting out your music. Your music is incredible. And thank you for your podcast, for your short movies, for everything. Alright, that should be it. Stay safe and take care of your mental health.